So originally, I was going to make a video predicting characters in a hypothetical Smash Bros. For Switch. But then these madmen actually went and did it. So now I gotta rework half of this. But that doesn't really change too much. It's still gonna be top 10 characters that I think will be in Smash Bros. For Switch, which will also be out of date in a bit because we don't even know the title of the damn game. This is gonna go from ascending order of likelihood, from most likely to least likely in my opinion. I've never done anything like this. Let's see how this goes. So this was the part in the video where I was gonna put Inkling Boy and Girl, but then they did it, so I gotta find something else to fill this spot. Bring out the box. Yeah, so let's just kind of dig around in there. Yeah, sure, you'll do. Shantae. In actuality, though, I think Shantae actually has a decent enough chance to be in the game. I know Shovel Knight was kind of the big indie-pushed character of the Wii U version, but I think Shantae just works a bit better. For one thing, she's been around for way longer, and has remained like really big with Nintendo ever since then. Starting out on the Game Boy Color and supporting them all the way up to now. Her attacks kind of write themselves, you got transformations, you got pirate stuff, you got all this, like, stuff. I don't know the best script for this. I was caught with my pants down. I do think that Shantae would be the best representative of the indie scene just because it's been around for so long and has been such a part of Nintendo's history, and look at her now. And WayForward in general has been a big supporter of Nintendo all throughout the years, even the Wii U days, which is more than any of these guys can really say. Next up, I want to talk about Generation 8 Pokemon. So, the game's coming out 2018, supposedly, unless any delays happen. And we don't know bupkis about Pokemon for Switch. A lot of stuff points to it being 2018, but it could just as easily slip into 2019 or even like 2020, we really don't know. So basically what I'm going to say is, if it does get announced between now and E3, then yeah, a Gen 8 Pokemon is going to be the next pick. It's even possible that they would be doing a similar development cycle to Greninja, where the design process of the character is made in tandem with Smash, and it's kind of made for both games at once. What's it going to be? Heck if I know, we don't even know if Pokemon Switch comes, it's going to be a thing. And before Nintendo announces Pokemon for Switch, before I'm done making this video and I've got to remake the whole thing once again. But if Pokemon Gen 8 is a bit further out than we would expect, I think Decidueye is our #1 choice here. Rowlet and Decidueye are both very popular. They're starters, which helps them a lot. And, probably most notably, Decidueye was picked as the main icon for the new Pokken Deluxe. And speaking of which, that's probably just how they would get their moveset. Just kind of just grab them, just kind of slap them. He'd be a really unique character, as our only archers are Pit and Link, and they don't really use their bows that much. Plus, he would kind of be a good sort of trilogy figure. In Brawl, we had Charizard, Squirtle, and Ivysaur making a little starter trio, but in Smash 4, all we had was Charizard and Greninja. Sceptile had a lot of support early on, but I think Decidueye would be the perfect fit with this. And maybe if it is Gen 8, I kind of hope it would be the grass starter in this sense. It'd balance the whole thing out really well. Kind of, you get your own little pick your starter in the middle of your Smash roster. Though seriously, Game Freak, please, let me upload the video first before you announce anything. Jesus. Honestly, I debated where I should put this on the list. ARMS characters are pretty much on everybody's prediction list, and for good reason. It's a new IP that Nintendo's put a lot of faith into. But it being a new IP means that we don't really know what it's going to do in the future. It could end up in assist trophy purgatory with Dylan. But I don't think it's that big of a worry. They've put a lot of faith into ARMS, and even led their Switch presentation with it, if you don't count 1-2 Switch. It sold really well and has cemented itself as a part of the Switch's library. I attribute a lot of this to the excellent marketing and great support that it's had over its year lifespan. People have quickly become fans of these characters, and a big reason for that is their personality that's been shown in the marketing material. Though again, it almost feels too safe. The Smash port probably started work before ARMS was even announced, so they probably didn't really know what it was going to be once released. At the same time, they've shown so much confidence that I kind of doubt that they would think it would fail. I definitely see this series continuing, but that's not what we're talking about right now. Let's focus on Springman and Ribbon Girl themselves. They would certainly be unique among Smash characters. They got them stretchy magoos. Their long-range punches have inherent balance to them because they would take a while to come back. They could also have standard short-range punches, similar to what you can do in the little waiting thing. The game has like a million different arms that they could use for special moves, stuff like lasers, bouncing balls, stamps, whatever that is. I mean, the reason these guys are on everybody's prediction list is because they're kind of just self-explanatory. You can even reuse some of Springman's gimmicks, like his low health damage boost and dashing block thing. And I don't think anybody would really complain if Ribbon Girl just got these for Smash. At the very least, I think we can all at least agree we need that theme in Smash. I mean, just listen to that. Listen to those funky beats. A bit of a trend in this list is that it's covering mostly up-and-coming franchises that Nintendo has created recently. And that makes sense, because Smash has pretty much covered all of their most recognizable franchises already. With some exceptions. And Xenoblade is a franchise that definitely shows promise as an up-and-comer. Remember, they led E3 with Xenoblade Chronicles 2. That says something. And a big part of its success overall has been attributed to Shulk's addition to Smash Bros. Even if you could consider that just the power of memes. Granted, Xenoblade's got quite a bit of that going.
Don't forget me! 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 Don't forget me!
And all that is important, but I really think Rex could be a unique character. This is more or less how I would do it, but I could definitely see a different method be taken. Effectively, you would have another dual character setup a la Ice Climbers and Rosalina and Luma, with Pyra and Rex. Pyra herself wouldn't do much fighting, outside of possibly a number of special moves. The main gimmick itself would be Rex and his weapon swapping. That's harder to say than you would imagine. See, in Xenoblade, you can swap between 3 different blades equipped to any character. I think this would go really well for Rex to differentiate him from Shulk, but also keep him really similar. Shulk has a large number of Monado arts that all function very similar, while Rex would have 3 different modes that are all very different. Kind of keep the trend going through the series. Let's just give some examples though. Let's say Pyra, Wulfric, and Harold. Pyra would obviously be the faster, more close-range version. Wulfric would have a larger reach, but have a tipper effectively slower. And Harold would be projectile-based. Most of Rex's standard moves would still be using the Aegis Sword, even when he switches into these alternate modes. And while this could be a really weird and complicated thing, that's kind of how it is in the game too, so it makes sense. That's kind of the beauty of Smash, is that there's so many different playstyles. You can have the really easy to pick up and play Kirby and the really complicated characters like Shulk. Also, all the people that complain about too many sword characters can just switch him to one of these non-sword guys and everybody wins. Side note about that. People complain about Smash having a lot of sword characters. I think you guys should just know, video games have a lot of swords. Like a lot. Like a lot. Like a lot. Also, it would lead to a high increase of pirate loots, but don't tell anybody.
But there's one they fear. In their tongue, he's Dovahkiin, Dragonborn.
Okay, hear me out. Smash Bros. Is all about generating hype. And some of the biggest, hypest announcements have been third-party characters, stuff like Mega Man, Sonic, Snake, Cloud, all these weird, off-the-wall characters that you wouldn't expect to see in this game. And I honestly think, if not Dragonborn, something like him will appear. Basically, what I'm saying is, Sakurai has a death wish against Etika's microphone. He wants that thing dead. Hashtag pray for Etika's microphone. I honestly think that Skyrim's Dragonborn would be a massive boost of hype for the game. The obvious reason being that Skyrim has been ported to the Switch and has done pretty well. In fact, it was one of the first games shown off for the Switch. And in general, Bethesda has shown fantastic support for the Switch over its lifespan, with stuff like Doom and Wolfenstein being ported all over the place. just seems like they have a really good relationship, and I can just see it happening, really. Plus, Elder Scrolls is a huge franchise. It's been around for a really long time and has a really strong place in gaming history. As far as what the character itself would be, I imagine it would be, you know, your basic sword slashes, but then stuff like magic and shouts and all kinds of weird other moves from the games themselves. Honestly, you could do quite a bit with it. Final Smash could even be summoning whatever this guy's name is. Red Boy. You ride him around and breathe fire and everything, you know, you get the whole shebang. You could probably even do something where each alternate skin is a different race, though there are more Skyrim races than there are character types in this, so probably cut out like Breton or something. Anyone else forget that Bretons were even in the game? Just weirdos. Basically, I think what we should know is that, especially in Nintendo's position right now, I think a lot of wildcard characters like this will appear. Pretty much everything else on this list has been pretty safe, with, I guess, the exception of Shantae, now that I've had to fix everything. God damn it. But I really think that we're going to get some curveballs here. I think all these are pretty much guaranteed, but this is the kind of stuff that I think we'll really see, and that's the fun part. We're all going to be in for a fun ride with this one. Except Etika's microphone.
Nigga, it's happening! Oh my god! Oh my fucking god!
And so ends my first attempt at a scripted video of any kind. I hope it wasn't too bad. I've never done anything like this, so it was a cool experience. Here's a blooper. And that makes sense because Smash... And that makes sense. It makes sense that Smash has smothered their smoshly schmaller's franchises. And that's why Schmiedel Schmley Schmonicals is good for the Smashmurrows. Hopefully next time I don't have to redo everything halfway through. But after all this... I mean... Is there anybody I'm forgetting? Oh yeah, Ridley.